In South Korea, a peaceful country, many strange things had begun to happen recently. People speculated that there was an organization worshipping demons. Many people had mysteriously gone missing or suddenly went insane as if possessed by demons. Because of that, a demon hunting team was formed in Seoul. That night, a man named Kwang In came to the demon hunting team through a broker to ask for help. The leader of the exorcist team was Bawu, and with him were his two trusted assistants, Sharon and Kim Gum. Kwang In had a daughter who had gone missing a month earlier, so he asked Bawu to help find her. Before that, the police team searching for his daughter had been attacked. The attack left 2 dead and 1 seriously injured. People believed that the demon-worshipping group was behind it. Their appearance had thrown the whole city of Seoul into chaos. They killed people and carried out terrifying purges. Even the police were helpless against them. However, Bawu accepted the case and advised Kwang In to go home, rest, and wait for news. Kwang In left a large amount of money as payment for the demon hunting team, then returned home. Bawu gave some money back to the broker, Mr. Choi, as a referral fee. After the team determined the location of the demon-worshipping group, Bawu and his 2 assistants began to act. They went to a nightlife spot of some gangster groups, and hidden deep inside was the place where the demon worshippers operated. They were holding the missing girl to perform a possession ritual on her. With his fists ready, Bawu rushed in to take down the guards. One of them took a powerful punch from him and was sent flying straight into the room where the ritual was being performed on the girl. Those half-human, half-demon creatures immediately rushed in to attack Bawu, but they were no match for him. Bawu handled each one without breaking a sweat. They gradually collapsed under his incredibly powerful punches. Sharon then approached the missing girl and began performing a ritual to summon the demon spirit out of the girl's body. Meanwhile, the assistant Kim Gum was recording the scene of Bawu eliminating the enemies. These recorded clips would be used as evidence to help people believe in the demon hunting team. The demon spirit had not fully possessed the girl, so Sharon believed she would be fine. Right after that, Bawu set fire to burn down the entire lair of those heretical demons. At the same time, in a psychiatric hospital, there was a girl named Unso suffering from a strange illness. Her older sister, Jungwon, was a doctor, but even she couldn't figure out cause of her younger sister's condition. Unso was locked in a sealed room because every time she woke up, she would go into a frenzy as if possessed by a demon. Jungwon re-watched the footage of her younger sister screaming in terror, but even so, she still couldn't understand why Unso had become like that. At that moment, Jungwon accidentally saw a newspaper article about Bawu, a man who had destroyed 4 violent organizations and an underground fighting arena with a single punch. This truly made her pay attention to him. The money Bawu earned from his missions was all saved up to prepare for building an orphanage. At the same time, Kim Gun showed Bawu a tattoo that had appeared behind the ears of the group from the previous night. He believed they belonged to the Beelzebub cult, a sect with power, second only to Lucifer. Although Kim Gun didn't yet know who the cult leader was, he had already arranged for someone to infiltrate cult to gather more information. When the 3 of them returned to the office, Jungwon was already waiting there. She told Bawu about her younger sister's condition. She had taken her sister everywhere for treatment, but nothing worked. Bawu asked if Mr. Choi had referred her here, but Jungwon said that the one who introduced her was Marco. Upon hearing that name, Bawu immediately refused the case. Jungwon desperately begged Bawu for help. She offered an advance payment, saying that money didn't matter to her. Still, Bawu firmly declined. Jungwon then handed over a business card and Unso's medical records to Sharon, asking her to pass them to Bawu, because there was no other way left to save Unso. Back at the hospital, Jungwon checked the surveillance cameras but couldn't see Unso anywhere. She panicked and ran to her sister's room, but Unso wasn't there either. At that moment, Unso suddenly appeared right behind her like a ghost. When Jungwon turned around, she vanished, then suddenly reappeared on the bed as if nothing had happened. Elsewhere, Kim Gun tried to persuade Bawu to watch the footage that Jungwon had left. He believed that if Marco had referred the case, it must have been extremely serious, but Bawu refused and warned Kim Gun never to mention Marco's name in front of him. At that moment, Father Marco personally came to visit, but Bawu showed no excitement at all about seeing him again after 10 years. In fact, Bawu had always resented Marco because he had once raised Lucifer. It was a demon that killed children and nuns, so Bawu believed Marco also bore some responsibility for it. Marco didn't hope for Bawu Bawu's forgiveness, but he wished Bawu would help Jungwon. Bawu didn't say a word and simply turned away. Meanwhile, Sharon and Kim Gun remembered the moment Bawu had saved both of them at the orphanage. If he hadn't been there that day, the two of them would have died. Now, they truly wanted to help the Dr. Jungwon, so the two decided to watch the video she had sent. Jungwon explained the cause of her younger sister's mysterious illness. It started from a panic disorder 5 years ago when their mother passed away. Unso had to adapt to a new environment. She became more stressed and pressured as she locked herself in her room all day to focus fully on preparing for the lead dance audition. She concentrated so much that she didn't even notice when her sister stood beside her and called her name. In the days that followed, Unso began to show very strange symptoms. She was no different from someone possessed by a demon. She would appear and disappear suddenly like a ghost. These strange behaviors forced Jungwon to install cameras everywhere to monitor her. Then one day, Unso suddenly stabbed herself. This left Jungwon in complete shock. Bawu had thought deeply about Jungwon's case, so he decided to watch the video she had left behind. Unso's behavior grew more and more deranged. Jungwon took her younger sister to a psychiatric hospital for treatment, but nothing worked. On the contrary, Unso's condition worsened, leaving the sister helpless. Kim Gun had finished watching all the video clips Jungwon had sent. He discovered something strange on the day she and her sister moved to a new house. In the video, a camera installation worker appeared, and he also had a tattoo of the Lucifer cult. Lucifer's real name was Joseph. He was someone who had grown up with Bawu in the orphanage. Both of them had abilities far beyond the other children. Bawu possessed outstanding strength and physical abilities, and he lived with a strong sense of justice. Joseph, on the other hand, had the power of exorcism, which made him unique. The other children were all afraid of and avoided Joseph, but Bawu stood up to protect his friend. From then on, the two became best friends. However, 15 years ago, Joseph colluded with a powerful demon. He slaughtered everyone in the orphanage before disappearing without a trace. Joseph specialized in absorbing the life force of others to strengthen his own power. Even Bawu had once been killed by him, yet Bawu miraculously survived. However, he was tormented by the fact that he couldn't save anyone. After that, Bawu began pursuing Joseph and became a demon hunter to this day. That day, Jungwon unexpectedly received a phone call from Bawu. He wanted to meet her to discuss Unso's case. Soon after, Bawu and his two assistants came to see Jungwon. Sharon would perform the exorcism ritual, and Kim Gun would assist with the remaining tasks. Bawu had some instructions for Jungwon. During the exorcism, the demon would appear around Unso, and it would be very frightening, so she should just stand still and watch. Although Jungwon knew that the exorcism would be dangerous and could risk both her life and her younger sister's, she still wanted it to be done because she now had no other choice. Through the video showing Unso's outburst, Sharon believed that Unso was being controlled by a demon. Sharon asked Jungwon if she had ever invited strangers into the house. Jungwon said no, because her house was in a rather remote area, so no one ever came by. Kim Gun presented a video in which a delivery man and a camera installation worker had both come to Jungwon's house. They both had strange tattoos behind their ears. Even a staff member at the psychiatric hospital had a tattoo identical to those two, so it was highly likely that they were members of the demon-worshipping cult. Everyone then went to find Unso. Sharon used her supernatural ability to communicate with the demon inside her. Unso suddenly burst into laughter like a mad person, which shocked everyone. Her bed began spinning like a pinwheel, and the lights in the room flickered non-stop. After that, Unso broke free from the restraints on the bed. Sharon immediately began the exorcism ritual. Unso panicked, screamed, and danced around wildly. Seeing this, Bawu grabbed her and put her back on the bed. The demon inside her let out a loud scream and flung everyone away. When they looked again, Unso had completely vanished without a trace. Everyone rushed to the surveillance room to check. Through the camera feed, they saw Unso wandering aimlessly down the hospital hallway. But the strange thing was that she appeared in every camera frame, not just one. Sharon placed her hand on the screen to sense where the real Unso was. She immediately realized that Unso was trying to escape outside. On the way there, as Bawu's group rushed toward her, the other doors suddenly opened, and the patients ran out and attacked the group. Bawu told the others to go ahead, while he stayed behind to handle the situation. Meanwhile, Unso was about to step out the main door when a security guard stopped her. Using her supernatural power, the demon inside her caused the guard to collapse. By the time everyone arrived, Unso had already escaped. Jungwon panicked when she saw her younger sister standing in the middle of the road. At that moment, Unso began to go into a crazed state, then suddenly collapsed in Jungwon's arms as if the demon had left her body. Right then, Then, a truck sped toward the two sisters, but Bawu appeared like a god to stop the vehicle just in time. The demon inside Unso was so powerful that Sharon couldn't identify it. She believed that in order to end this case, they had to go back to where it all began. Immediately, everyone took Unso back home. She was tied tightly to a chair that had already been prepared. Everyone was ready to confront the demon inside her. Unso screamed so violently that the entire house shook. Then, she suddenly began to cry and begged everyone to save her. Her personality kept shifting, which confused everyone. Sharon sprinkled a white powder around her. The exorcism would require many steps, but the first step was to force the demon to reveal its name. Only then could it be expelled from Unso's body. Sharon began by placing her hand on Unso to force the demon to say its name. Unso screamed for a while, then fainted. Next came the persuasion phase. The demon would try its best to convince everyone to take its side. Sharon sprinkled holy water onto Unso. Standing at the boundary between human and demon, she continuously begged Sharon to release her, but everyone kept going until the sky began to brighten. At that moment, Sharon switched to using a mirror to deliver divine words to the demon. The mirror suddenly shattered into pieces, which startled her. The demon said that before all things came into existence, it had already been there. It was both one and infinite, both inside and outside of Unso's body. At the same time, all the lights in the house suddenly went out. Bawu told everyone to stay and hold their positions while he went to check. Outside, he sensed something strange behind a wall. He punched through it and pulled out a demon. Bawu delivered a powerful punch that knocked the demon unconscious. Immediately after, a group of other demons appeared behind Bawu. They charged at him one by one, only to be struck down by his punches. In just a few moments, he had defeated all of them. One of them suddenly threw a white powder at Bawu's face and quickly escaped. Meanwhile, the demon inside Unso began provoking Sharon. It asked if she was so cowardly that she didn't dare come closer, then challenged her to destroy it. Sharon didn't hesitate. She stepped forward and placed her hand on the demon's forehead. She chanted a spell to force the hidden demon to stop and release Unso. After a while, Unso fainted. At that moment, the demon suddenly entered Jungwon's body. She panicked and let out continuous screams before collapsing. A moment later, Jungwon regained consciousness. Sharon advised her not to worry too much, as demons sometimes possessed the victim's family members to cause disturbance. Sharon believed that something was wrong with the house. After sensing the surroundings for a while, she discovered that the source of the disturbance was behind a wall. Bawu tore off the wallpaper and saw strange symbols. According to Sharon, it was an ancient script called Inbo. That was the reason why the house was covered in a curse. Immediately, Bawu began demolishing the wall. Streams of demonic energy started flowing through every corner of the house. Upon hearing Unso's screams, everyone ran upstairs to check. The demon had still not left her body. It told Bawu that she would die anyway, just like how he had killed those poor children in the past. Sharon realized that this was the manipulation phase of the demon. It transformed into a child and kept begging Bawu to save it. This truly haunted him with memories of the past. Bawu began hallucinating, seeing the demon appear before him, repeatedly telling him that he was the one who killed children. The demon said that because Bawu didn't stop Joseph, the children had died. It demanded Bawu go with it to visit someone, or else the girl would die because of him. In anger, Bawu grabbed the demon by the neck. When he heard the voices of the others calling out to him, he came back to his senses, because in his hands was not the demon, but Sharon. On the other side, the demon inside Unso laughed with satisfaction because Bawu had been manipulated. Immediately after, Sharon took out two swords and slashed at the demon's soul. It continued to manipulate her, asking why she stood on the side of weak, cowardly humans. Her power did not come from humankind. The demon breathed out a stream of cold air, causing Sharon's two swords to freeze. Then the demon pulled her into his own world, where he continued to manipulate Sharon's mind. He told her that she was wasting her life on insignificant beings. The more she used her powers, the weaker her body would become. The demon asked whether it was necessary to sacrifice herself to save those wicked and greedy people. In the end, he tried to tempt her to join his side, but Sharon was not swayed by his words. She screamed loudly to drive the demon out of her mind. When she returned, Sharon angrily placed her hand on Unso's forehead. She wanted to destroy the demon inside her. At that moment, the house suddenly began to shake violently. The demon let out a loud scream that sent everyone flying. It also broke free from the chair it was chained to and disappeared. Jungwon immediately checked the camera, but she couldn't see Unso anywhere. At the same time, she heard her younger sister's voice calling from inside the closet. She slowly approached to open it. The closet suddenly fell over, but luckily, Bawu appeared just in time. Meanwhile, Kim Gun was lifted into the air by the demon. Seeing this, Sharon recited a spell, and only then did the demon release him. Immediately, Bawu went alone to the storage shed. There, he discovered a secret basement. Below, a group of demon worshippers was gathering to summon a a spirit. Bawu did not hesitate and began taking them down one by one. They were powerless against his powerful punches. Each of them was defeated under Bawu's blows. At that moment, one of them threw sand into his face. While he was caught off guard, they managed to capture him. Taking advantage of the situation, the cult leader quickly escaped. Bawu used all the strength he had, throwing off the subordinates holding him down. Just then, another attacker rushed in and stabbed Bawu. In that moment, he remembered the children who were killed by Joseph. His eyes suddenly changed color, and veins began to bulge all over Bawu's body. In anger, he delivered a thunderous punch to the attacker. When Bawu returned to the house, he saw one of them attacking Kim Gun. He immediately grabbed him and landed a deadly punch. At the same time, the demon in Unso's form slowly appeared. It continued to manipulate everyone to take the demon's side. At that moment, Sharon suddenly realized its true identity. This was the final stage to expel the demon's spirit from Unso's body. Sharon shouted the name Malok, causing the demon to writhe in pain. She used her supernatural power to lift him into the air, then summoned the demon back to hell. Everything in the house began to float as the demon used its power. But even that strength couldn't overcome Sharon. As a result, the demon collapsed in that very moment. Immediately, his soul slowly began to leave Unso's body. Portal to hell appeared, but everything didn't end there. The demon wanted to drag Unso down to hell with him. Seeing that, Jungwon rushed over to hold her younger sister back. Bawu also tried to do the same, but the demonic energy created a barrier, preventing him from reaching Unso. Kim Gun tied himself to a rope to avoid being pulled down. He tried to hold on to Unso and Jungwon, but he couldn't withstand the demon's pull. Seeing that the rope was about to snap, Bawu grabbed it to keep everyone safe. Sharon stepped forward to perform a ritual on Unso, but it was useless. The demon was too powerful, so she couldn't summon him back to hell. Bawu saw the demon Malok appear before his eyes. He used all the strength he had left and rushed forward to deliver an incredibly powerful punch. That punch, filled with hatred and vengeance, slowly sent the demon flying back into his own hell. Everyone else remained safe. A moment later, Unso regained consciousness. She called out her sister's name, and the two of them embraced each other in tears of joy. Not long after, the new orphanage that Bawu had funded was officially opened. His demon hunting group continued its mission because many other demon-worshipping cults still existed. That day, Bawu's team of 3 arrived at another cult's location to completely eliminate them. They came to send those evil demons back to hell, the place where they truly belonged. This was the full story of the film. Thank you all for watching. See you again in the next videos.